Okay, so in last class we discussed about suction throttling using, I explained that by using this compressor curve. So in last class what I told you, initially this one is a operating point. Due to some reason the flow is decreased to 5900 gallons per minute. Okay, so means this one is the operating point is shifted to operating point 4 through curve 1, because currently operating point 1 is lying on curve 1. So if there is any change in flow rate, the operating point will follow that curve. Okay, so this is the new point, operating point 4, where the flow rate is 5900 and pressure is 190 psi. Corresponding to operating point 1, the pressure is 144 psi. So what is happening with respect to the degrees of flow rate? The pressure is increased to 190 psi. So here what we have to do is depending upon for what system we are using this compressor. If it is for the constant pressure system, then we need to maintain 144 psi. That is the situation. So what the pressure is increased to 190 means we have to remove that extra pressure, that is 190 minus 144, that is 144 means we need to remove something around 46 psi from the distal line. But we are not throttling the distal line, we are throttling the suction line. The reason is, so normally if it is following curve 1 means throughout this curve 1 the suction pressure is constant, that is 19 psi. So with respect to the degrees of flow rate, actually the compressor ratio is changing. Compressor ratio is increased to 10. So corresponding to 5900 gallons per minute, suction pressure is 19 psi. The compressor ratio is 10. So here you can see that 190 divided by 19, that is equal to 10. So if you want to decrease the discharge pressure from 190 to 144, what we have to do? By decreasing the suction pressure from 19 to 14.4, we can decrease the discharge pressure, because corresponding to 5900 gallons per minute, the compressor ratio is 10. So by decreasing the suction pressure, we can decrease the discharge pressure. Okay. So same thing we are doing if we want to maintain a minimum flow. But the difference is here the minimum pressure required, minimum discharge pressure required is 68 psi. So it means with respect to the degrees of flow rate, if discharge pressure is increased to 190, what we have to do? We have to remove 122 psi from the side. 190 minus 122, that is 68 psi. So for that purpose also, we are throttling the suction line. Throttling the suction line means we are decreasing the inlet pressure, the suction pressure, from 19 psi to 6.8 psi. Okay. So by decreasing that pressure, we can reduce the discharge pressure to 68 psi. So in last class I told you a number of comparisons. First one is stability point of view, relative stability point of view. If you are using the constant pressures, if you are throttling suction line for constant pressure system, the relative stability is decreased to something around 175 or 180. And if it is if we are throttling suction line for mostly friction system, the relative stability is decreased, but that one is decreased to 190. Means compared to the constant pressure case, the relative stability of mostly friction system is more relatively stable, because there is no much restriction. In first case, we need to maintain the constant pressure. So that one is relaxed here. We need a minimum pressure only. So means the system is more relaxed, so the system is more relatively stable. So please note, relative stability is calculated by comparing the current flow and the corresponding surge flow. Is it okay? Then the second thing that we compared is the discharge, the reduction of pressure required, or the range of control required. For constant pressure system, range of pressure is small compared to the range of pressure of that mostly friction system. Okay, so means the control valve size of valve required is small for constant pressure. That is second thing. And I forgot to say one more thing, that is efficiency. So towards here the efficiency is large, and you can see that the efficiency is decreasing if you are moving away from this region. So please note, if you are comparing constant pressure system and the mostly friction system, this is constant pressure system, this is mostly friction system. You can see the constant pressure system, the efficiency corresponding to operating point 2 is something around 74%. So 74% is the efficiency. And corresponding to operating point 3, the efficiency is something around 78%. So the mostly friction system is more efficient compared to the constant pressure system. Okay, so that one is the difference, the third difference that we have. So today we are going to discuss about the discharge throttling for mostly friction system. So please remember, so first note down this diagram again. So I think it is not noted. So please note this one is a okay, sorry. So this one is a compressor symbol. Okay, and I told you this one is a inlet suction side or suction side, and this one is a discharge line. In previous two cases we throttled this part, but now we are throttling this one, either this discharge line, discharge main line, or the bypass line, any two. Normally the bypass line is discharge, means the extra pressure is burned means removed, released. Okay, so that we are doing. So now we are discussing about the discharge throttling for mostly friction system. So let's say again this one is the current operating point. So where the flow rate is 9600, okay, and pressure is 144 psi. Pressure is 144 psi. Okay, so this one is pressure 144 psi. Okay, so now the flow rate is, due to some reason, again I am taking the same number, due to some reason the flow rate is decreased from 9600 gallons per minute to 5900 gallons per minute. Okay, so what is happening? If all other parameters are constant including suction line, then compressor will follow the corresponding curve. Corresponding curve means operating point is lying on curve 1. So compressor will follow that curve 1. Is it okay? So as flow rate is decreasing, it is following curve 1 to operating point 4, where the flow rate is 5900 gallons per minute. And you can see that corresponding to operating point 4, the pressure is 190 psi. So 190 psi is the corresponding pressure. Is it okay, all of you? So now you can see up to this point, this is similar to suction throttling for mostly friction system. Now we have difference. Who is rising discharge pressure to 190 psi? Compressor. This compressor is rising this 19 psi. I told you throughout this curve 1, the suction pressure is 19 psi. So this is 19 psi. That 19 psi is increased to 190 psi by using this compressor. So the compressor is rising this pressure to 190 psi. Okay, so that one is the performance of compressor. Am I correct, all of you? Okay. Now, in order to achieve a minimum flow, that is 68 psi, 5900 gallons per minute, because 5900 gallons per minute is the current flow rate, the pressure required is 68 psi. 68 psi is required for this flow. This flow means from this discharge line to the next process. The flow rate required is only 5900 gallon. So in order to achieve that flow rate, the pressure required is 68 psi only. So 190 is a wastage, we require 68 psi only. We require 68 psi at this side. Means the remaining psi must be removed through this burnout system. Is it okay, all of you? So the extra pressure must be removed from the system. Okay, who is doing that? Not compressor. Compressor is giving 190 psi. So compressor point of view, the operating point is lying here. We are not shifting the operating point from 4 to 3 by using compressor. We are not doing anything on compressor. Okay, compressor is giving 5900 gallons per minute, 190 psi operating point. We are not shifting that, compressor point of view. But the discharge line point of view, we are shifting or we are reducing 190 psi to 68 psi by using the pressure control. Okay, so by using the throttling valve placed here, the discharge pressure is burned to or reduced to 68 psi. Means 120 psi is removed from the discharge line. Is it clear? But still compressor is staying at this point. Compressor is staying at this point. Because compressor is continuously giving 190 psi. That one is not decreased. The only thing is, somewhere at the discharge side, either in bypass line or the main line itself, we are reducing the discharge pressure to 68 psi. Okay. So again and again I am saying the compressor pressure is, giving the same 190 psi. It is not decreased. Is it clear? Okay. So please note, by using the discharge throttling in discharge side, the discharge side we are placing a control valve. So by using that control valve, the discharge pressure 190 psi is decreased to 68 psi. Okay, so what is the reduction of pressure? Okay, 122 psi. So by using a control valve, 122 psi is reduced because 122 psi is a extra pressure. That one is reduced or burnt by using a discharge control valve. So what is the range of control valve required here? Range of control valve required is delta PD, because that much pressure is removed, that is equal to 190 minus the required pressure, that is 68, equal to 122. 122 psi compared to the previous value, compared to the suction throttling for the constant pressure, the delta PI, that one is the range of control valve, that is around 4.4. Am I correct? And corresponding to the mostly friction system, if you are throttling this suction line, the delta PI is 12.2. So compared to these two values, this value is very, very large. So what about the size of control valve required? Very large compared to the suction throttling. So that is one disadvantage of discharge throttling. The size of control valve required is very, very large compared to the suction throttling. So please note down that difference. And second one, I told you compressor point of view, the compressor is raising the pressure to this value, that is 190 psi. Compressor is not reducing pressure to this 68, or if you are using this one for constant pressure, it is not reducing pressure to 144 psi. So the operating point, compressor point of view, the operating point is 190 psi. And what is the corresponding flow? 5900 gallons per minute. And you can see that this operating point is very close to the surge point, because this operating point is lying on curve 1 where the surge flow is this one. Am I correct? So you can see that this ratio is very small compared to the suction throttling for constant pressure, that is this ratio, and suction throttling for mostly friction system, that is this ratio. You can see this even is very small. So what about the relative stability? You can see that the relative stability is 148% compared to 180% or 175% of suction throttling for constant pressure, and similarly something around 195% if suction throttling for mostly friction system. This is small. So please note, the discharge throttling for mostly friction system or even the discharge throttling for constant pressure system, both have the same relative stability, that is 148%. So please note, discharge throttling for mostly friction system is relatively more unstable compared to suction throttling for mostly friction system and suction throttling for constant pressure system. Is it okay? So please note, normally discharge throttling require a very large control valve size and it is more relatively unstable. Then why we are using discharge throttling? We need to use discharge throttling if the inlet is taken from atmosphere or it is taken from a low pressure side. If it is taken from a relatively high pressure side, we can use suction throttling. If it is taken from a relatively small pressure or from atmosphere, then first we have to use the discharge throttling control. Then only we can use the suction throttling control. We need to use more than one compressor. So please note that. Okay. So that one is the use of discharge throttling, but the disadvantages are this is more relatively unstable and the valve size required is very large. Is it okay? So I am giving the comparison of these three. I am not going to discuss about the discharge throttling for constant pressure system. You can explain that. You are already familiar with these three. So I am giving a comparison of these three that we discussed. This one is a comparison. So here we have the control strategy: suction throttling for constant pressure, suction throttling for mostly friction system, discharge throttling for mostly friction system. And here we have rangeability, means the range of operation of control valve, efficiency, and the relative stability. Okay. So valve size point of view, suction throttling for constant pressure system, that one is a better one. Valve size point of view. Okay. Because the valve size point of view, this suction throttling for mostly friction system is handling something around 12.2 psi, and discharge throttling is handling a very large pressure. Now efficiency point of view, suction throttling for mostly friction system is more efficient than the suction throttling for constant pressure, that is 74%, and discharge throttling for mostly friction, that is 72%. I can remove this mostly friction. This is applicable for constant pressure also. So discharge throttling, simply discharge throttling. Okay. Now the relative stability point of view also, suction throttling is the better one. Forget about this value. I am comparing. This is not 347. This is something around 200, I think. So anyway, relative stability is better for mostly suction throttling for mostly friction system than suction throttling for constant pressure system and discharge throttling case.